How much experience does everyone have with longsword?
I'm a complete beginner to all of it.
Meyer?
We just beat you.
No way.
No finesse, just
Okay. All right. So,
I want to learn Meyer's sword technique and put it in my great sword skill.
okay.
That's why I went to the class.
So let me advance through very beginner, and then we'll advance through a little bit of the technique, a little bit of the theory. So a little bit about Meyer. Okay. Meyer was a cutler in Switzerland in the mid-1500s. He actually ended up writing 4 different manuals. Nobody really knew that until really recently, as we keep discovering them. He did run a fencing school. It was officially chartered. He wrote his manual. He wrote his final manual, dedicated it to a German prince, was literally moving there, paid a huge amount of money to have the thing illustrated, printed, made 300 copies of it, sent them, went on the trip, got sick, and died. And then there was a huge legal dispute between his widow and the prince who actually owned the books. And long story short, he was very successful. He was an extremely prolific writer. Again, he's got 4 manuals. They cover a wide variety. Everything from just acts to forearms to early rapier. Obviously, best known for longsword. Okay, that's really what his Fechtschule was best known for. That is the bulk of what his manuals teach. Is about half of it is longsword, the rest of it is all the other. Like school. Yeah. So, just in case everybody knows. Yep. So there was an assumption if you joined a Fechtschule that you did have a basic knowledge of the weapon. That it was not something that was on TV. You had to have a certain, to own a sword, you had to have a certain amount. It wasn't like it was restricted. If you could buy it, you could buy it. But it was much more common. It was expected that you would know some of the basics. So a lot of the extreme basics doesn't cover, but he kind of does. And one of the best known pieces, one of the best known things is his training. He had a training tool that has become known as the Meyer Script. And I'm going to walk you guys through the Meyer Script. And this is a great tool because it can be used from the very, very beginning to do the very basics to very advanced. It is essentially just a bow drill. Bryn will study Asian martial arts, katana, but it can be changed depending on the technique that you want to work with. To start, it's great about teaching the very basics of cutting and movement. And we will start with the very, very, very basics. All right, everybody here right-handed? Okay, you will be? Okay, you don't have to be. If I could. I can actually teach left-handed or right. Oftentimes I'm using my left hand to hear me. But a lot of people like to follow from behind. Start with your right hand just underneath the glove. Okay? You can have it all the way up against.
People that go there, they're like,
a little bit of room. One of the techniques in KDF, the perspective that the German fight is they tend to use a thumb guard for certain things. We're not going to do that now. But one of the things is that you can, when it's lined up like this, right along the arm, you can slip your thumb up on the edge of the blade, and that will help align certain things. There are 2 types of
Where your elbow pads? It came back and it was like you put them in. I was like,
now, we're just going to go to the basic numbers.
I'm not getting hit in the
Left hand, wherever it feels comfortable to operate. Most people start right hand. We're going to start.
You with strength, baby.
You would face your opponent and have your toes facing, of your left foot, facing your opponent. Your right foot between with from a 20 to a 90 degree angle, doesn't matter. The best way to do this is to make sure that it's not a T, it's more of an L or a J, so that if you do need to slip your foot back, you're not tripping on it. If you're in a T, you've got to move around or trip. It becomes very awkward. So just kind of train yourself to not stand in a T, but more of an L. Just every once in a while, check it. Okay, to start, give yourself plenty of cutting room so that you're not going to hit your buddies. We're going to go up on our shoulders and just start. What we're going to do is we're going to cut a diagonal line from the top right to the lower left, okay? Just make sure that you are cutting with the edge. You're not throwing it sideways. You are cutting with the edge. Nice and slow. And go ahead and touch the ground. Make a mark. See where it touches. You want just a nice, smooth arc. Okay, and this is where we touch. Do this, extend out. We're going from up high, extend all the way out in front of you. Like extend your arms all the way out in front of you and continue down. Okay? And that feels okay. That's not right. Okay. For a good, solid cut, what we want to do is when we make this cut, we get basically vertical. We start moving our foot. So instead of just cutting without moving, cut, we get vertical. Our right foot follows the sword. Our left foot is just going to pivot. And we step, and now our right toes are facing our opponent, and our left foot is in that L or J shape. And if you touch the ground, you should see that you're about a foot further doing it. Okay? That makes all the difference in the world in a fight. 12 inches in a fight is a world. It is life and death. It is losing an arm or being completely untouched. Okay? And when you make this cut, make sure that when you pivot, that it comes all the way down to the side. Okay? Just do this a couple times, and you can kind of feel, especially if you're using a metal sword, that the sword kind of pulls you into the right position. Okay. If you do it with a little bit of strength, you get pulled into the right position. Okay? One of the things I'm going to say early on is exaggerate your movement, especially as a beginner. People want to bend their elbows in, which got you up here, but then they'll come through and leave bent elbows. No. Extend your arms all the way out. All the way. Alright? How do we do this? Feel comfortable? Okay. What we're going to do now...
Oh yay! Oh yay! Princess seafood is open to anyone. Any leftovers will be thrown away. So if you want some snacks, come get some.
So, we're going to do now, after we make this we're down here. Take your left hand and push underneath. Now your hands are crossed. Here you go. And we're going to come right back up that same diagonal that you just cut. Same thing, but we'll get vertical.
Spear and shield too.
Foot follow. Bring it up until your sword is parallel to the ground. For those of you who have got the plastic wasters, you'll notice that there's tape on them. Those have them, that yellow tape facing forward. What you're going to notice is when you're cutting this way, that tape is on the forward edge. When you turn it, the tape is still on the forward edge.
Yeah.
In the German tradition, we call this the long edge. Put this out forward, or put the ground, that is along your knuckles, that is the long edge.
Let it turn back.
Back here,
Now pull.
short edge. Yep.
So turn back. Turn back like this.
Yeah. So you're right here. And then bring that edge up.
Yep.
So how's that supposed to work? Because I want it to be...
Okay, so bring it up. Okay, make your cut. You see that the yellow is on the front end.
Yellow's on the front.
Okay, make your cut. Okay, now, underneath, and now just bring it right back up. There it is, right there. Yep. And now bring it up, and you'll see that that yellow is in the, yep, right there. And you actually want to end it right about there, right about there. So I am very particular when I'm teaching ox. You are in a position now called ox, okay? The masters generally don't go into it other than on one side they're having a cross, on the other side they're not, and it's up high. I'm very particular about how I teach talks because I think that there are real benefits to doing it certain ways. So, who wants to be my volunteer? Somebody be my volunteer. Be my volunteer. All right. You know what you're doing. Go up into ox. Okay. So, this is a form of ox. I actually prefer most ox to be more with the pullions a little more upright. And with those hands really out. A lot of people, when they go up into ox, they will have it close to their head. This is problematic, and I'm going to show you why. Bring it in close like this, a lot of people do. Here's the thing. People feel like, oh, this helps protect me. The problem is that push against it. It is very easy to push this around. He's got no strength. Go back up into your normal ox, really extend those hands, and now it's about. He has a lot of structure. This matters because you can blow through this. If I'm shooting for your head, if you're an ox and I catch that blade, you want to protect it. You want to guide that. These are there to protect you. But if you've got it in here, your blade, if I can push through it, it's going to come down and my blade's going to go right into your head. The other thing is it's going to guide it in. Whereas if I have a lot of structure, I can guide it to those pulleys. It's also further away from my head. Even if you were strong enough, if it's close to your head, I come up high, you're in real danger. If it's out and strong, it will protect you. So everybody go up into ox. So bring that blade up. See where it's crossed hands? So, yep. Hold it close to your head. And I'm going to show you. Hold me. Really hard, right? Now take your hands out.
Slash my ass.
Hold me. See the difference?
Same method.
I'm actually using more force now than I was right here. Back. Got it in close. Hands out. Hold that. That is really important again so that I don't blast through your blade. Or that the sword is parallel to the ground. And the point is facing your opponent. Okay? If it is up here, you're not a threat. If it's outside, you leave yourself open, you're not a threat. If it is inside, I can blow through that and you're still not a threat. You want this pointed toward your opponent. The attack placement is kind of up to you. I really like it about eye height, just in front of my head, like at the forehead. This is my perfect placement. Different people have different placements, but you want it further away. So one of the things I told you earlier about the butt guard, there are a couple of great shots you can throw using that butt from the grip. One of them is known as a Zwerchau, a crooked cut. The way that works, if I'm up an ox, I can turn my blade sideways, I can throw my thumb out or not, but from here, I can swing it around. It's like a helicopter, right? It's flat all the way around. Just in either direction, with a step or without. Here is the thing. If your ox is too close here, you can't do that. Because when you try to do it, you're going to hit yourself in the head. Quite literally. I have watched people hit themselves in the head.
If you might bring the hip a little bit, you're coming up around this way?
Yeah. And don't work yet. Don't change your hands yet. Start like this. Do this. Hold your hand up. Drop it to the side.
The hands high.
Yeah. Thumb underneath.
Bring that from more this way. When you're doing that one. So if I'm right here, I really want
there it is.
You gotta think about leading with your hip. So if I want to hit you on that side of the head, I need this hip pointing towards you. If I want to hit with this edge, now I need this hip to point towards you. So point that other. So if you want to hit with that from that edge, turn it around. Boom. Yeah. But here's the thing. That's coming down into the guard. Do it again. Keep your hands high. Boom. Yeah.
There it is.
And here's the thing. If
The big thing that I'm showing this for,
come through slowly.
again, is if you're too close, if you try to do that, you're going to hit yourself too close.
But if your hands are low,
If you're
Can
out
you do
here,
it?
you got plenty of
Now we
space.
hit each other. Keep your hands high for that. Boom.
All right, so let's go to the next thing.
Yep.
We made our cut.
Hell is gone, so it'll help a lot.
So this is what I'm looking at. All right, so we're going to go up to our shoulder. We're going to make our diagonal cut and take our steps. Lead with the blade. Flip your left hand underneath so your hands are crossed. You're going to come back up and follow with the left foot. You're an ox. Okay? There's a lot that we can do here. People call this a guard. I don't like calling it a guard. It is a ward. It is a decision point. We're stopping here for demonstration purposes only. It is at this point that we decide what we are doing next. Okay? From here, I could thrust into my own face. I could drop down and step into Longsword for a thrust. I could turn it into a Zwerchau. What we are going to do is we are going to rotate this around like a clock, and now we're in a ball. Brains to the bottom. Yep. Now we're going to do another diagonal cut. This time up and again. We're vertical. And step. Now we're an ox on the other side. Don't stick your hands down. Bring straight up all the way.
Have some cupcakes. Take out the wheel. Oh my God.
There you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
What's that you said?
Yeah. Full extension. That is good. So we're going from ox.
I like this game.
Now like a clock. Bring it up and step. And we're an ox on the other side. Okay? From here, yep, there you go. Good winter howl. From ox on this side, all we're going to do is we're going to tilt it up, turn our blade, and cut back. That's the first 4 cuts. So we're going to go through this a couple times. I'm going to do this with my back to you so you can follow with me. We're up here, and we make our first cut. 1. Hands underneath, bring it back up. 2, around like a clock to the bottom, and cut up. 3, up and bring your hands, cut back. 4. Okay, all we're doing is we're making an X in the air. All right, just 1, 2, 3, 4. Doing it with the long sword, you can do it with the single-handed sword. Okay? Just an X. 1, 2, to the bottom. 3, 4. Okay? That is our first set of cuts for the Myers script. For the Myers script. This works whether it's a two-handed sword or a one-handed sword. Right now we're cutting with just the long edge, but I can do it with long edge, short edge. I can do, we're cutting all the way through, but I can cut halfway. Half, 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 half. I can do double. I can do it all with the short edge. This is just a tool for training. Okay? You're going to learn the system for cutting, and then you can apply it to any type of cut.
Well, in the cold and cold
Okay?
weather.
That's the square. That's what you do. You got a handout for it. Right? So, I'm going to give you the squares right now. I'm going to walk you through the whole thing. And then we're going to go on to a little bit of footwork. And we're going to go on to some velocity. Alright? So, all the Myers square are is 16 cuts. It is 4 X's. And X is always diagonal and back. And then you switch to the same side. So if you're on the top, you move to the bottom.
It's weird.
Diagonal, back. So, first set is all from the right side. We start upper right. 1, 2, the bottom, 3, 4. Made an X. The second set, we're doing the same thing. We're just starting from the bottom. 1, 2, bring it up top, 3, 4. The third 4. The third set, we switch to the left side. Now we're doing an X starting on the upper left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the final one. And the final one, start on the lower left. 1, 2, get back up top, 3, 4. That's the Meyer sword. It looks really complicated until you break it down. Right, a little bit about footwork. We have been moving forward, advancing on our opponent. And you won't always advance. You will move backwards. You will sidestep. Sometimes you need to stay in place. For these purposes, I'm showing you to step when you cut. We're doing a cross step. It delivers a lot of power. It delivers a lot of measure. If you need to move backwards, instead of stepping with your right foot, with that cut, do the same thing in reverse. You're moving with your left foot backwards. It's the same motion. Okay? It's the same cut. Oh, real cool, Chris. Break it. Way to go, man.
I didn't like it.
So, step forward with your right, into step backwards with your left. Okay? We can do the whole thing stepping backwards. We've been going forward, let's go backwards. So we'll do the same thing. Step backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh. Is this
Meyer square.
Okay. I was gonna say iron butterfly or something. I forget what that one is.
Nope. So again, a step forward with your right foot is just a step backwards with your left. We also often work in triangles, so it's making this cut. Yes, I can go forward. Or I can step out to the side and do the same thing. They also study Meyer. So,
I've never done Meyer with actual like feet movement. I've done it with the
oh yeah.
like cross.
Yep.
Cross.
So these are our cross steps, forward and back. Okay. We can do it with our triangle steps.
That's like my main longsword.
We can also do
That's my preferred longsword style.
there's a name for it, and I just totally blanked on it. Essentially, if you want to stay in place but switch your feet, what you do is instead of stepping all the way through, you step halfway through. Step forward and back. Box step. It's a box step. Same thing on this side, halfway and back. Okay? There is a lot of footwork that you can do with it if you want to change your position. I want this to be my strong side. I need to change my geometry and be on the outside of them. They just made a strong cut through to my right. I'm going to step out to their left. Footwork matters a lot. Practice that as well. You can do it with the cuts, you can do it without the cuts. Okay? So we've got our basic cuts. We've got our basic footwork. We understand the basics of the Meyer square. I've shown you a couple of words, we'll go through a couple of others. A little bit of philosophy from Meyer. Meyer is primarily teaching us how to win tournaments. People say, oh, but he's not so deadly, he can't thrust like he actually says we Germans are not allowed to thrust. Specifically meaning in tournaments, like we do here. There was also German law that basically if you fought a duel or you claimed self-defense, you could claim self-defense if you cut someone, not if you thrust someone in general. Because thrusting is a killing blow. Cutting, you can cut someone and hurt them really bad without killing them. And if you're talking about a tournament, we're talking at a time when Fechtens truly meant unarmored. That means without a mask. That means without gauntlets. That means without protection. So, we're using blunted swords. Just like these. What's that? Yes. You got it.
I lived in Germany for 3 years, but it was in the 80s.
Yep. That is exactly what it means. And we translate it generally as unarmored. Because there's harness fecting, fighting in harness, gloss fecting, fighting in a shirt.
That's actually
Before I graduated high school.
Gotcha. Perfect. So, the thing about it was, they were using fetters like that, right here, but they are thinner blades, they are squared off edges, they often have a shield. This is a tournament weapon, versus a true longsword, which is edged and sharp and all the way down. They were actually basically the same weight.
Oh no, that was purely on
The
my
way
own.
that those swords are designed gave them more flex. They were not cutting weapons because they tended to be sharp, as opposed to they were sharp right anglets, as opposed to ours, which are rounded. They would actually bind. So there are techniques where he talks about doing this in the bind, and people today will go, "Oh, well, it doesn't work. We're using a different type of sword." The swords of the period did bind. The practice swords, the tournament swords, did bind. These do not bind in the same way. A lot of the techniques still work, not as effectively, because the swords are different. But they would be thicker down near the hilt, and then they would have a distal taper. They would be rounded. They didn't have a point. But that tip was very flexible. The tip tended to be sharp. Therefore, no thrusting in the German tournaments, because it was very easy to kill someone with that semi-sharpened, rounded edge. However, they still use force a lot. It is a valid technique, and if you're fighting for your life, you absolutely use it. He teaches it. There are lots of feints with them, there are threats with them, and then there's using it in earnest. Okay? But a lot of it focused primarily on cutting, on bind work, and things that you could turn into a bind, he would actually turn into a cut as a tournament rule. There's actually a great technique where someone give me a plastic sword and someone else come up with it. So there is a great technique, you're going to be my guinea pig. Okay, where if we meet in the middle, we're in the bind. Okay, our blades are actually going to bind. The easiest way to win this is what's called winding, where I turn my blade. I literally wind my blade. And if I wind my blade and step out at the same time, there's my thrust to the chest, to the throat, or to the face. But what we would do in the tournament setting is wind, and essentially we would pull with our right, push with our left, and would turn it into a snap into the side of the head or the shoulder. Thrusting is actually more effective. Their rule set said to do the snap cut. You can do either one. Okay? They both work. But it is, there's a reason that it was written the way that it was. When people go, oh, well, this is a weird way to do this, why would you do this? It was to win a certain rule set. Okay? It's a tournament rule set. His philosophy on how to win, besides being good at all the things, is to take the initiative. Basically, the idea of if you are the aggressor, then your opponent has to react to you. There are three parts to any given fight sequence. There's before, which is the before or the beginning, indes in the middle, during, and nach, the after. Before is before we make contact. So if I am the aggressor, then my opponent has to react to me. Okay? That is best. If you can't win in the board, if he's just as fast and aggressive as you are, then what you need to do is you need to win in death. If you are defending, you also need to turn it into an attack. If you are attacking, you need to not leave yourself defending. So, what we just did before, where we meet in the middle, turning, when I turn this, I am attacking. I defended myself here, But now I'm going to turn it into an attack. Okay? Turn it into an attack. And in this, I am still defending myself. I've got my blade. His point is way out here. He can neither cut me nor stab me.
This is not me making a thing of it publicly. This is, I happen to see you bring some fire. But yeah, I'm just,
is on him. Okay? I'm attacking and defending at the same time. If you attack, do not leave yourself undefended. If you are defending, you turn it into an attack. And then in the knock, your opponent got the drop on you. Okay? What do you do at that point? Your opponent took the advantage. You didn't meet in the middle, he took the advantage. Then you need to learn how to defend yourself. And if you can, counterattack. Preferably at the same time. So a good example of that, of how you do that, is I told you guys that we were talking about that thumb grip, and I showed you guys how to do the Zwerchau. We can do the same thing with a Krumphau.
okay.
Hello. So, a Krumphau is essentially a wind grip. You can do it from below. And again, I like to do it with the thumb grip. You don't have to. I like to slip my thumb up here, and all I'm doing is I'm just doing the windshield wiper in front of me. And I can do it from either side.
What you pictured, it would not be surprising.
And you're not actually changing anything. You're not doing this. You're not actually cutting through. You're just flipping. Okay? Just hold it. Yep, that's it. Right there. Just flipping. I can do this from below. I can do this up high. I can do it from top and come down either side. I'm doing it one side. I'm doing it with my long edge. The other side, I'm doing it with my forward edge. Forward and back. You got a plastic blade. We're talking about in the knot. Okay? This is a great one for the knot, in the after. You got the drop off. The fastest thing you can do is a thrust. Okay? That is the fastest. It's most direct. So, if you come close to me, all I want you to do is I want you to put your blade here, and I just want you to slowly, about quarter speed, push it out. Okay? That is the fastest thing you can do. Okay? So, because that, what am I going to do? It's hard to avoid. I can try to move out of the way. Before, slow motion, no! It's hard to move out of the way. So I'm going to do two things at once. I am going to go from here and carry it away with that trumpet. Okay? From here, now I have the advantage. I've made my defense, now I make my attack. Once I have deflected it out of the way, I attack. If I deflect it out of the way and just back up, I've gained no advantage. I have an advantage. Okay? I can do this from the other side. Attack again. Then I step in. His blade, his point is way out here. Caught on my pillions or knocked to the ground. From this point, I just slide his blade up. And I'm taking his head. Okay? I attack after I have defended. If you attack, defend. If you defend, attack. Best to be on the offensive, but if you can't, counterattack at every opportunity. If you can attack and defend at the same time, defend and attack at the same time, so much the better. That is the philosophy. Okay? He also likes to throw feints. There are a lot of very specific techniques.
So trying to explain the differences between
this is the basics of it. This is how we practice it. Watch your edge alignment. Practice your footwork. Feet follow the blade. Never lead with your foot and cut. Okay? Slower, it gives away what you were going to do. Always lead with the blade. You don't have to step. I can do everything from one side. But if I step, it gives me advantages. Either it allows me to close on my opponent, it allows me to move to a different position. It gives me good cutting structure, so I can cut through a defense. Again, I'm trying to kill my opponent, not hurt my opponent, but sometimes I need to blow through that blade. I have to attack with purpose. I have to know where I'm going. Where is my target? Do I need to move that blade out of the way? If I need to move that blade out of the way, I got to go strong, I got to go hard. I don't want to hit my opponent hard, but I do want to, if I've got to attack that blade, I'm going to attack that blade. okay? And I do that with structure by having the proper body mechanics. Hands first, moving my hips, moving my feet to put me in the right position. Okay? How do we deal with all of this? It's a lot. It's a lot. There are books on this. There are books. I've got 2 of them on my truck.
There were good books with pictures because I bought the actual translation and it wasn't enough for my brain.
Which one did you buy? Did you buy the Garber translation? There is a second book that is nothing but illustrations. So when it says plate whatever, it's all in that second book.
I saw one that had like one plate for like 10 pages. And like all the
Yeah, that is either the four-gang translation or the study version of the Barony.
Not a modern one.
Yeah, and I'll actually pull out my book here in a little bit. Look at it. Do you want some fun, dirty tricks? Sure. All right. I can show you my favorite feint, or I can show you a really fun thing to do out of ox. It's very photogenic.
Start with the feint or with the feint?
Okay, start with the feint. Who's my guinea pig? Okay, I can do it with you too if you want. Okay, so this is how most people fight out of one of two positions. They fight out of plow, flug, because it looks like a plow, or they fight out of top. Okay, this is the most natural attacking position. This is the most common defensive position. It's a great center position. It holds the center line. It doesn't give you a whole lot of attacking options. So I don't like it nearly as much. I like to do things like give my opponent a target, because if I give you a target, then I know where you're going. This is where most people attack from, because this is the most natural cut, especially for a right-hander. You're going to start up on your right shoulder, and it's just that cut through, and we're going for that shoulder right there. We're going for the body, not for the blade. Okay, so, no, you're good. So stand up. If you are there, don't move, okay? The idea is that I'm going to go here, I'm stepping in, and I'm attacking here, okay? If I do that, you have to parry. If you don't, at best, we're going to double. But chances are, when I do this, I'm also going to step out and try to protect myself, okay? So you have to react to this. You have to parry or avoid. So the most common, if you don't react, I'm following through. If you react, then the most common thing is going to come across, right? That is the best way to do it. So my attack is, if I see you react, then I drop and I come underneath. That was what, quarter speed? And you still didn't see it until I hit you. Okay? That is a misdirection. It is a feint. And a good feint is not, it's fake out. It's not a fake out. It is a true threat. If you don't react, I'm going to hit you with the original shot. If I see you react, then I'm going to move to my secondary shot. I'm throwing an attack and then changing it to a different attack. And the way that I do this is I use the momentum of the sword, and once you're moving, I continue that momentum, but all I'm doing is I'm using my left hand to pull it up and draw through. And you can see that it also helps me control that center line. Okay? That is my favorite feint. Anyone who sees me, the first time I fight someone, if I throw that as my first shot, I'm winning that 80% of the time, regardless of how good they are. I'm not going to win the second time I throw it, because I know it's coming, but I'm winning that first time. Okay? That's my first dirty trick. Do you want the really photogenic, fun one? I'm going to teach you something called Ablaufen, running off. Okay? So, everybody, we talked about ox. We can do ox on either side, right? And I do recommend practicing this. You go from ox to ox, 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 step the other foot, ox. Just go back and forth. Okay? Just practice that. It will make you a better fencer. Remember, really exaggerate, keep those hands out, keep those elbows not locked, but straight. This gives you a lot more strength. Okay, who's my guinea pig? Can you be my guinea pig? All right, so we are going up in ox. Ox is a great defensive position, but it doesn't look like it. I want you to be the aggressor. So you are going to attack me. You're right-handed? So this is the most common attack, right? Go up into that attack position. Okay? If I do this, I'm online. Okay? I'm up here, but this is a fairly easy attack, right? this shoulder is open. You're going to step out to your right. You're just going to, right? Okay? I know where that attack is going. Step back. So you want to see what actually happens.
You're going to get me on my side.
No, I'm not going to get you on your side. Absolutely not. What happens is, come forward, quarter speed.
Okay.
From here, if you were turned down, you were going to Ablaufen. You were going to be run off into the dirt. If you come into the side, and it's like, oh, you're not falling for that? Doesn't matter. Knock you down. Knock you down. Flipping this back, or as we do this. Okay. The shoulder, the back of the head, common places to hit this, unless you flip it back. The two options are, I want you to beat this down, basically crump into the head, or step around with the long. So, I'm going to walk you through it. What we do is, we're up in off. We are offering our left shoulder as bait. This is bait. When they start to throw, if you know this is where they're throwing, all you do is you move your point in. When they make contact, drop your point, lift your handle, step around, and you either flip it up into their face or you step around. Everybody go up into ox. Okay? You gotta give me a little, stick your hands out a little bit. No, that way. There you go. That's much better. So, when I attack, you're giving me this target. When I attack, you're bringing it here. When I make contact, your point goes down, your hands go up, step, see where you are. Okay? Try it again. You need to hold on to it a little bit longer, slow down, so that it does drive my blade down. Because your blade to the side protects you the entire way down until my blade does that. Okay? You are literally guiding me into the ground. Try it one more time. Yep, you got it. Okay, try it. Look back. Okay. Okay, so I am here. Don't move. Step in and you're offering him this on the target. When I start to throw, cross, and then make contact. Cross. Got it? Practice. Yeah, there it is. From iron or from ox?
Let's try that.
Like that.
Try to think of it from the other side, from your viewpoints.
Gotta do it one more time.
Coming up your shoulder. All the way down to the dirt. You're trying to grab it. Coming at your shoulder. Billions. Dirt. Pop up after. Okay?
Seems like it's going to take both here. If it was up top, I want to muffle, then we'll at least.
Did my duty? Did everything I was supposed to do? Operate? Oh, this is what I was dead.
Here.
I was getting
Stepping
taken
backwards.
up, and I started getting volunteered for setting up the
the Royals table, like,
It is a beautiful thing to see in the
I was gonna bail, but okay.
I'll attack you. So go ahead and work on the step around. I'm attacking you.
just like, all right.
Drop it down.
Back with your
Step back. And then right Run it again. Okay, down to the ground. Step again. And bang. Yeah.
Basil and Bee and I do this every demo. The crowd loves it.
Blueberries?
We actually have a thing where, are you ready to leave? We get ready. Everybody done?
Bait.
Everything done? You know what's coming. Are your pads on? Your pads on? Crowd loves that shit. Absolutely loves it.
So you're kind of set up ways for it.
Yes. Yeah, we did a lot. That's the one where, I don't know, I think she was mad at me that day because instead of hitting me in the back of the helmet, she kept hitting me in the left shoulder. I'm like, what did I do to piss you off? Did you hit me in the left shoulder 3 times? Why?
Life is one of the things like, fun side.
So those are just some fun little things you can do. There's a ton of other stuff. There's doing like the circle, literally means circle. That's a fun one for anybody who wants to try it. I told you that there is a long edge versus a short edge, right? Long edge is this cutting edge in front. Short edge is this back edge on your hand. You can make a cut with that back edge. So the circle is another type of feint because I attack with the back edge and I get 2 attacks out of 1. Because my opponent is in front of me, they will usually deflect the first one, but if they're not careful, they'll deflect it into themselves. Essentially, I throw it forward with the short edge, and oftentimes they'll deflect it. Sometimes they deflect it into themselves. Sometimes they don't. But I use that momentum if they don't. Come around and attack at the same time on the same side. Oh, other thing about Meyer and the square. Okay? The thing about the square. We're doing these X's, we're making these X's, right? Making these cuts. One corner to another. One, it teaches some great transition. It teaches you how to transition your hands from one to another. But it also teaches you to attack the opposing corner. If I attack the upper left shoulder, they can parry that. And now their sword's really fuck up here. Well, what's open? Attack the right hip. What's open? The left hip is open. Let's attack that. They parry that. What's open now? The right shoulder. So, what we walked through the first 4 steps. Remember that? Way back at the beginning? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually an attack sequence. Anyone feel brave enough to see what it looks like? Anybody?
Have you seen the sword?
Yeah. All right. We'll do it with the synthetics instead of the steel. Yes, please. Hey, Christopher, step up. So, you want to see what that attack is? I am not going to hit you. Please don't hit me in the head in response. All right? What am I doing? Parry.
Just parry.
Just parry. All right. Mateo's motto, just parry. Okay? So, I told you most people attack. I'm going to blow through you right there. Make that a threat. Okay? If you don't, I'm absolutely. If you have this up here, you're not attacking me at all. The easiest thing that I can do is just take it. It's super easy. Don't hold it up here. Leave it as a threat. Okay? So, if we are both here in this position, okay, the actual attack sequence that Meyer is supposed to use is going to be here, right? Okay, good. There's one. Yay! There's two. There's three. You're screwed. That flash right through you. There's four. If I can't make that fourth one, Zwerchau as I step out. Okay, good. It's that same cutting sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4. Attack the shoulder, attack the hip, attack the other hip, attack the shoulder, attack the head as you back out. And that Zwerchau at the end, made that cut. So it's a very quick round, final attack, and I am protected because his blade is up high. If he's going to attack me at all, he's going to come from high. If he attacks me low, he's slow, I'm probably going to hit him in the head before he's halfway around because he has to transition all the way around. So if I make an attack from there, it's going to be high. This allows me to make an attack and I'm defended from those high attacks. I do this as I'm stepping out. Okay? It is 1, 2. See, most people do this initially. This will get you killed. That's 1. That's 2. Around here. That's 3. That's 4. There's my 5th as I step out, and I'm protected. Again, attack the open corner. Take the initiative. That initial attack, they'll do into a false security, and then leap and attack. Take the initiative. Attack the 4 corners. Okay? Make him be on the defense. He's reacting. If he makes a mistake, I take advantage of that.
So we're beginning here.
Huh?
Well, let's
You can push, you can't
You can
grab.
push, you can't grab. So you cannot grapple me. Yeah, it's best to push me.
But if he leaves the end of his promo, you can absolutely
that.
grab the promo.
Yeah.
Is there like a time limit? I imagine it's going to be cheap if I grab it. Is there like a time limit at which point you can take it?
Don't we do?
What's the rule? Like roughly?
Yeah. And that's something that Aubrey loves to do. He loves to grab the blade, and I love to just turn it in on him. So there's pros and cons to it. But that attack sequence, that's Meyer all the way around. Don't show the obvious. Take the initiative. Make the attack. Attack the corners. Look for an opening. Don't leave yourself open at any point. Here, I'm still fairly well guarded. Here, controlling the center line, still guarded. Here, I'm still guarded. I'm still controlling that center line, I'm still guarded. My way out, I'm making an attack here, and I'm dropping down, I'm still guarded. I'm protecting myself all the way around. If I can hit any of those, then I'm backing out, and I'm resetting to do something else. That's everything in a heartbeat. Misdirection, feint, be aggressive, attack the corners, envision yourself as you attack.
All the footwork that goes with the Myers square is that something that's like you're supposed to practice it this way. This is like the official footwork kind of thing.
There is no official footwork.
What flows with
It
it.
is what flows. We start with those full cross steps to teach people the proper way to cut and to teach you that forward, back, move to the side. But at a point, instead of moving forward, we're going to do it all going backwards. We're going to do it all with box steps. They won't do it without moving at all. We'll do it all with my footwork all on one side.
You're just running through a ring.
You're running through a ring. If you can do it on the right side, you're going to do it on the left side. So if you do it with footwork, you're going to do it well skated.
I think she's one.
She does. Yeah. We are back and forth. Oh, okay, cool. All right, any questions?
No, that's a lot, but I have a lot to read.
There's a lot. I will talk about this all day. I have copies of whoever, the Meyer Square.
Can I get you to send me a copy of the video?